Oh my goodness. All right, guys. So I just watched the entire Caffeine AI demo and I didn't click record on the screen recording. So what I'm going to do, we're going to watch it together. Probably better for retention time as well, because I'm going to cut through all the little main points for all of you guys. We'll make this a short and sweet video. Look at some of the demos. You guys leave me a comment to let me know what you would make using Caffeine AI. And again, if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, guys. This is round 2 of me reacting to Caffeine AI.
Caffeine was partly inspired by this great quote from Steve Jobs.
And I'm going to cut through all this, guys.
And the quote goes, what's important is that you have faith in people, that they're basically good and smart, and if you give them tools, they'll do wonderful things with them. So this kind of led to the question, you know, what if everyone could create online apps and services just by talking?
Cool. So, wait, am I going to be cutting out? I'm probably going to be cutting out quite a lot in this video. But you guys already know what the deal is. Self-writing apps using just talking services. All right. So he basically gives a bit of an intro, what he's trying to do, the fact that, you know, currently there's only 35,000 Web3 engineers, 15 million full stack engineers. But then there's, 5 billion people right now that actually do use mobile devices. And he says he wants it to be, well, he says he wants mobile users to be first class citizens, right? So, you know, it's going to target a lot of different areas in the world that maybe don't use laptops like the rest of us do. More people have mobiles than laptops. All of you guys should know that, right? PCs, laptops, they're expensive these days. So obviously they're trying to aim for the mobile device landscape, which is great.
Plant tracker for your garden. But how about something like hyperlocal?
And then basically he's saying, you know, this is pretty basic stuff that you could do, but these are things that they want to start to work towards.
Social media, or a hyperlocal social network with your own rules, where for your family, where you might have a shared photo album where you can add emojis to each other's photographs. Or how about hyperlocal esports, where you can compete for Bitcoin with your friends?
Very cool.
What's really, really cool, I think, is that the self-writing internet is going to create completely new online paradigms. But what about business benefits? Well, the enterprise is going to benefit in amazing ways. For a lot of enterprise IT infrastructure, costs will come down to 1% of what they were before, and the time to market will come down to something like 1% of what it is today as well. And of course...
And again, this is going to be like massive for these enterprise partners, because obviously they want to make as much profit as they can. So using something like this saves them time, saves them money. Unfortunately, you know, maybe some jobs will be lost along the way. Maybe people are going to have to adapt. But again, for the enterprise partners where all the money will be made coming in, you know, this is great. This is great. Great for our price of ICP as well, guys.
They'll also benefit from running their apps and systems on infrastructure that provides sovereignty, resilience, and security in a way that only decentralized systems can.
Which a lot of them will care
So what
about.
kind of things might they do with this? Well, there are the obvious applications like ERP, CRM, customer relationship management. For corporates, you can imagine an NGO doing something like, you know, creating apps for refugee assistance, some kind of school district, a governmental org, you know, using it for fundraising, or just creating things like intranet portals. Within the small business and startup space, again, it's infinite, but you can imagine a tennis booking app, an e-commerce website, an entrepreneur creating a Web3 sharing economy service.
You know, and this would also be cool. Like, I see it a bit differently. Maybe some of you guys, I don't know what you all do, right? Some of you guys are going to look at that and, you know, things will start going off in your head. But even for me as a creator, you know, working on other side projects as well, this would help so much and, you know, give me so much more time just by trying out new ideas. You know, if you want to try and test a new idea, it does take a lot of effort and energy to go into it. You know, as a small creator, so many different things like new websites could be created, and we're seeing that, you know, it's going that way as well, right? With a lot more people sort of starting to do their own thing, start their own business, whether it's creator or not, it doesn't matter. A lot of people are on their entrepreneurship journey, so this is going to help a lot of people that maybe don't have that necessary coding experience or development experience, or maybe you've never built a website before, right? So the things start ticking off, not only like the big corporates, but a lot of the small people who want to start their own thing. It's going to make it super easy for these guys to start it.
Rental property management systems.
I'm scared that I'm not recording.
And so on.
Yeah, I'm recording.
So how does this work? Well, these apps run on a sovereign network. That's created by hardware run by independent parties all over the world. That's combined by a mathematically secure network protocol called Internet Computer Protocol, which creates a revolutionary cloud computing environment, which we refer to as the Internet Computer.
Cool. Right, so you guys already know all this stuff. I don't really need to, you don't need to hear him yap. I'm going to try and make it so that I get to all the juicy stuff. But this is where he creates the first app, right? He's showing how to create the first app.
Something like that. And that's because on Caffeine, projects, apps, are really conversations. So let's start one now. There you can see the app in the list of projects.
It creates quite a few as well, guys.
The chat on the right. The phone is just like it would on a chat app like WhatsApp, just showing the project, but we can click into it. So what else can we see? There are some different components to this tool. We're in the first component, which is chat, but you see something called spec, and when we develop an app, the AI will write that for us, and this thing called code, and that'll eventually contain code, and then there's something called draft, and that's a view of the running version of our draft, which we can also open in a separate tab.
Cool. Right. So
run.
To ask basic questions,
you know, is it exclusively safe on the Internet Computer, a decentralized network?
Cool.
Are my apps secure?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Secure protocol and decentralized.
And then what is it? We're not going to deal with that stuff, guys. I'm sorry.
Get
you can watch the whole thing if you
on
want
it.
to,
So I'm going to tell it create a smiley web page.
Right. So it goes through all the code, all the back-end stuff. And it was pretty quick, right? It was like less than a minute that it created this. So in my first recording, I was like, oh, they're glazing it, because this is like a very simple page. But obviously, the complexity starts to go up a little bit more as he goes through the video.
Currently seeing the app we created within the Caffeine app, but of course you can look at it outside. So I'll click on this link, and there you go. It's
cool. Very basic stuff.
A personal blog using the styling of Medium. Is that legal? Okay. I said it anyway. A blog post has a title, a rich text body, and tags. I'm going to add in a published date.
Cool. So
cool things with Caffeine is
creates that. That's going in the background.
Build far more complicated functionality than it could otherwise do. And when we upgrade apps, the AI actually migrates this logic, if that makes sense. And it does so within a framework that means that even if it makes a mistake, none of the data gets lost. And this is very important because AI makes mistakes, and it'll continue to make mistakes, even though it's going to become smarter and smarter and smarter. And in this paradigm, in production, you're going to see Caffeine eventually, write really complicated apps in just seconds and make updates to apps in seconds. So it's a completely different kind of paradigm to traditional IT, where you have a team of people that work together to make updates to the code, and then comes the big release date, and they have to synchronize everything and get ready to roll back and so on. With this new paradigm, it's conversational. You literally just talk to the AI, and that's how you end up making updates to
and
your
you're going to
app.
see that now, guys, right? So he creates this blogging app, blogs there.
We're still doing very simple. Let's just create another one while we're doing this. So create a tennis lesson booking app for a tennis coach.
Right, so he does that. He's got both of them working in the background. Again, you guys can watch this in full, right? Because I know you guys just want to get to the crux of it.
Okay, so let's look at this blog.
So it goes back to the blog.
Window. Okay, right. Okay. This.
Writes a blog. Blah, 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 blah.
Cool. Okay. Tags. Okay, so.
Write some tags.
There we go. My first
he posted it on the blog. And he makes more edits on this in a second as well.
Okay. Whoop, blah, blah, blah. Just so we have some content in that. Tag, ICP, demo, whatever. All right. So that's working. Still kind of basic, but we'll get back to that. Okay, what's happening with our tennis? Okay, let's go and look at our tennis. Okay, so that's still going. So let's go back here and ask it how many lines of code. How many lines of code?
Then boom, tells you all of that. It's cool.
Couple of minutes. A thumbs up button to each post.
There.
Booking.
Tennis lessons complete.
This one's got a login, which is nice. So we go here. We've got an internet identity set up. Okay, so far so
Something
good.
interesting happens in a second.
Create new
as well.
time slot. Let's do that. Let's just say I'm going to do it
So
tomorrow.
it creates a time slot, 10:30.
And we'll say to Caffeine, display the available time slots so that students can book that. See and book them. Set that one going. Okay, we go back to the personal blog application. And
There you go, the thumbs up's there now.
well, let's just have a look at this guy. Yeah, we can see it here. I can vote.
Cool.
Not bad. Actually, I didn't spot this the first time round. It has a tag filter. Let's see if that works. Ooh.
Right, so it's just showing that the code
Let's
is
create
working.
another one since we like working in parallel. Create a, oh gosh, what would you call it? A booking app for ICPs.
Right, so he does this fourth birthday party thing.
Back. It's actually arguing with me.
And
no.
then what he does is he
Okay,
goes
gang.
back to the tennis one.
Came back. It's actually arguing with me? No. Students can already view and book available time slots in the app on the main page after logging in. Okay. Let's try logging out and logging in as someone else. Fair enough.
There you go.
Ooh.
So he actually could see it. It's because he was logged in as the coach.
All right.
So he makes the fourth birthday party app thing, and yeah, it's just showing that the code is actually working, guys. So it was a pretty cool video to display. I know I chopped and changed through it, guys, so if you want to go and watch it in full, you can. But I thought some of you guys would want to get right to the main points of it and see how it actually did work. So really, really cool. Even though it's just a demo, still really, really cool. You guys need to let me know what you would make if you had access to Caffeine AI, what apps come to your mind straight away. But very, very cool. Hopefully we can see some more updates coming out from Dom, coming out from Dfinity. Maybe these things get more complex as time goes on. But yeah, very, very cool update. That's just a quick one. We'll get back into our normal videos later today. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace.